Microphone check, microphone check. And yes, Ma, it's him, the prodigal son, and I'm back. This is like my second or third time doing this. Decided to record it because I was not having any luck going live today. Hopefully, recording it will go better and I can play it a little bit later on. Today, we're going to talk about Trojan horses, black magic, and President Trump. It's politics season, y'all. And I'm going to give my opinion. I'm not telling anybody who to vote for. I'm not even telling you to vote. I don't care. Right? I just want to give my opinion. Mm. And also, this month is a very, 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 very special month. And like my pops had told me before that him and my mom's birthday was on in the same month, but it didn't hit me really until I was talking to Uncle Dave. Uncle Dave's been under the weather, and he told me that Uncle P's and Mama's birthday was on the 21st, I want to say, and my pops is on the 28th, I believe. And so want to celebrate him without like I said, when I was younger, I didn't think I inherited anything from any of them because he was athletic, charismatic, and mom was like savage. I saw her struggle, but the older I get, the more I did. I got his heart. He's a good person. I got his personality. I can talk to people. And what mom did was she cultivated that eye for beautiful things. She introduced me to a lot of different things, and I got that grind from her. I saw her hustling, so I learned how to hustle. So, um, and also it's Roxy's birthday. Roxy was born in August too. So here, say hello. Okay, she's right here. All right, moving on. Today, we're gonna talk about Trojan horses, black magic, and President Trump. Okay, so what about this about was I do outpatient therapy, and this young man wanted to know. He had been watching TV, the news, or whatever, which I encouraged him to do, and he was wondering why were they so excited about an anti-lynching bill? And in his opinion, nobody was being lynched. He couldn't remember the last time somebody was being lynched, and I did a little research and couldn't find. It was like one person a year or something like that. Could be a little bit more, but it wasn't a whole lot. This lynching is really not a problem today. So wondering why was it so important? And I got to thinking, it's important because it's politics time, and during politics times, we'll find a racial issue, or the politicians will find a racial issue. Usually, it's racially charged or a gender issue, and will be forced to pick sides, and people do pick sides. First, want to do a little definition so we'll be on the same page. Okay, and so what a Trojan horse is that it's a wooden horse used by the Greek during the Trojan War to enter the city of Troy and win the war. Odysseus thought of building a great wooden horse, like a mascot, right? And hiding elite forces inside the Trojan horse. And then when they wielded it into the city, thinking they had won the war, they slaughtered them, right? And so it's kind of like if Albemarle was warring with Norwood, right? And Norwood said, "I'm going to give up the war. Y'all win. I'm going to build you a big bulldog as a trophy, and inside the bulldog, I hide my elite forces. Y'all get drunk, y'all partying or whatever, y'all willing into the city of Albemarle and get slaughtered, that type thing." But in current language, we use Trojan horse as someone or something intended to defeat or manipulate from within, usually by deceptive means. So remember this because this is going to be a reoccurring theme. Someone or something intended to defeat or manipulate, usually within deceptive means. And what those pictures up there is that the top one is a replica of the Trojan horse that stands today in modern day Turkey. Okay. Boom, we can much better now. All right. Okay, and so um, the anti-lynching bill was introduced like 100 years ago, right? Um, and Emmett Till was a black teen who was abducted, tortured, and killed in Mississippi in 1955, and he propelled. That was one of the incidents that propelled the civil rights movement. Um, Great guy, historical feature. Um, in March of 2022, Emmett Till's anti-lynching act was signed, and I think that's what you see Joe Biden doing. Joe Biden, and Kamala Harris, surrounded by all them black people. It was a photo op for them. Um, and in 7/25/23, which hadn't been that long ago, you might remember that too. President Biden signed a proclamation to establish a national monument honoring Emmett Till. And the young man's question again was, why was their anti-lynching act important? Why was the anti-lynching act important when he didn't see any lynching when he didn't see lynching as a present day issue? And thinking about that, is lynching a present day issue? And if it's not, then what's the big deal about this bill right now? I mean, why is it important? And then um, the anti-lynching act is a good act. Nobody should be lynched, right? 100 years ago, when it was first tried to be passed, it would have been groundbreaking. It would have been revolutionary. But today, hmm, and it made me think about the Confederate flags. You remember back when we were having the issue about the Confederate um, statues being removed, and everybody was all up in arms. People were talking about culture, and it was just all up in arms. And um, I don't believe that that was any more important than resurrecting a statue of Emmett Till. Right? I don't believe that's important at all. I believe that's politics. Um, and the question I have is, in the states or in the areas that the statues were removed, right? The Confederate statues. Did unemployment go down? Did gang violence go down? Did drug problems go down? Did the EOG scores go up? Did people stop getting incarcerated? Did people find jobs? Okay. Um, where they're putting this Emmett Till at, and you see Dr. King statues in places. In those places, did the crime rates go down? Did employment go up? Did gang violence go down? Did the EOG scores go up? Did people quit getting locked up? I said no. No. It was a like a horse and pony show. What it was to get us to pick sides. It's political season, and beware of the Trojan horse, right? And again, the Trojan horse was someone or something intended to defeat or manipulate from within, usually by deceptive means, right? Somebody that looks like you, but really ain't about you, really ain't you. And again, Trojan horse, someone or something intended to defeat or manipulate from within. And what we see here is we see the Kardashians, right? To defeat or manipulate from within, right? Um, you see Donald Trump to defeat or manipulate from within. And I don't think Trump is the worst person in the world. I don't think he's the best person in the world. I think he's just like everybody else. Do I think he cares about the people that stormed the Capitol? Nope, not a bit. I think he cared about winning. Right. What I do like about Trump is that he doesn't. It's not a race thing. It's not a money thing even necessarily. It's a win thing. He wants to win, right? And he's loyal and he wants to win. And he's gonna put um, um, whoever in power that's been loyal to him. Do I if you get caught with one of these cases, I'm not losing no sleep, right? And then we have Al Sharpton. If you remember a while back, I did something on Al Sharpton and President Harris, right? And they hijacked the memorial service of the guy that was in Memphis, not too long ago. And I did something on that. And they were there and they were totally out of touch. Please go back and look at her speech or his speech. They were totally out of touch. Said nothing about the problems indicative of Memphis, right? They made it a political issue. Just because Al Sharpton looks like us doesn't mean he's for us. Just because Trump looks like us doesn't mean he's for us. And then we have Harris and with her husband and her kids, right? Harris is the daughter of a Jamaican-born father and an Indian-born mother. And I think all you have to do is listen to her, how out of touch she is, how out of touch she is with our issues. She was shoved down our throats because she looked ethnic, and she was a female. This is Cardi B, and I think in the past election, when Biden was running for president, they chose to interview her, and she spoke for Black people. And a picture's worth 1,000 words. Rather than talk about it, I'm going to let you listen to it.
If she gave her father when she was growing up, she'd call me Joey B. So we may be related or something.
Yep, Cardi B and Joey B.
Cardi B gives Joey B the 3rd degree. Yeah, Joey B like Joe Biden.
Clowned it the whole way through.
The 27-year-old rapper covers the September issue of Elle, and in an accompanying feature, Cardi also sits down with the 77-year-old presidential hopeful for a Zoom chat, where she revealed her biggest concerns ahead of the 2020 election.
I, of course, want free Medicare, and this is why it's important to have free Medicare, because look what's happening right now. You see why we should have been have free Medicare for a long time. I, of course, think that we need free college education.
We're going to have, if I get elected president, free college education for 4 years of college, flat out. Anybody with a family less than 125 grand, you're going to get a free education.
Cap. Nobody has free education. And she wants free Medicare for everybody, for who? For the people that work, for the people that don't work. Is she trying to say free? Is she trying to say universal health care? What the hell is she talking about?
Everybody gets free education for community college.
Cardi, who previously supported Bernie Sanders in the primary election, is also focused on establishing racial equality.
I want Black people to stop getting killed and no justice for it. I'm tired of it. I just want more stricter laws that is fair to Black citizens, and it's fair for cops too.
I want Black people to quit getting killed. Me too. Everybody want Black people to get killed. And she wants laws that are fair for Black people and cops. Really. But she also wants stricter laws. Who are the stricter laws going to affect?
Cardi adds that the racial strife in the U.S. has even made some people feel like they're not even part of America.
Black people, we're not asking for sympathy. We're not asking for charity. We are just asking for equality. We are asking for fairness, and we are asking for justice.
How the hell she know what we asking for? You ain't even Black. She done said Black people, Cardi B, just because you sleep with a Black dude and have a Black child don't mean you can speak for Black women and Black people in general. How you know what we want?
Justice. That is all. We want to feel like Americans.
The WAP rapper, who's also a mom to 2-year-old daughter,
the WAP rapper,
notes that prejudice is dangerous and could be the start of a civil war.
Nobody wants to feel targeted. Nobody wants animosity. We just want the best for us. Everybody wants the best for themselves, their
That's
future,
exactly
and their kids' future. Racism always have existed, but I feel like right now there's just a lot of tension, and we need somebody to clean that. I'm just so tired of it.
Oh, and another thing she's tired of, current US President Donald Trump.
Oh, yes, honey.
I just want Trump out. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like his mouth gets us in trouble so much. I don't want to be lied to. I don't want, like, we're dealing with a pandemic right now, right? And I just want answers. I want to know when this is over. I need somebody to tell me the truth, the hardcore truth.
Oh, snappity snap,
Well,
snap.
that was so embarrassing. That was so embarrassing. She came to talk to maybe what turned out to be the next president of the United States of America with red hair. What? With red hair and no understanding of the issues. Anybody could have spoke better than she did. Embarrassing. And that's what they think about us. That they can get an entertainer or an athlete. Ain't even got to be an informed athlete or informed entertainer. Don't even have to be black, and we'll rock with it. But why is this important? Well, she's speaking for black people, and she's not black. That's been a problem for us that people of different races have been speaking to us and making decisions for us. Balakulis Marlinis Almazar is Cardi B, and she's the daughter of a Dominican father and a Trinidadian mother, and she's of Spanish descent. What? Her first language is not even English, and you can tell. And why is this important? Because number one, she ain't black, and if her name would have been Becky, one of them little white girls that was married to a basketball player, y'all would have had to fit her speaking for black people. How dare her? But because it's Cardi B, and because she has a darker hue, all of a sudden we done claimed her, and we'll claim people, boy. And I'm flattered that she's enamored with our culture. But if you're gonna play a black or pretend to be black, pretend to be an intelligent black woman. Don't perpetuate the stereotypes. And what she did was she perpetuated the stereotypes. That's what they think about us. They think that we walk around with all this crazy hair on, uneducated, not speaking English, not speaking correct English, not having a command of the facts. You're finna talk to maybe the next leader of the world, and your questions you come up with is that I want everybody to be happy. I want all the kids to have candy. I want everybody to have free Medicaid. And another thing, if you're going to embarrass somebody's culture, embarrass your own. Do it in Espanol. They play us like we stupid, the Democrats and the Republicans. We fall for the Trojan Horse every time. An athlete, entertainer, or a politician. Sad part is that they ain't even got to be. I know what the question is. This is what everybody want to know. What about Trump? Things have been very, very exciting since he's been back in the race. Okay, Donald Trump is the 45th president of the United States. He served from 2017 to 2021. You remember he beat Hillary Clinton, and I voted for him that time, right? I thought that we would do better to have a businessman. I was worried about pocketbook issues where everybody else, other people were worried about the first woman president. Didn't even matter if she was a good president, just wanted the first woman president, which was Hillary. And Hillary didn't even court us, this black magic. She just thought she had a black magic because of her last name, right? She didn't even have to court us. And so she wasn't playing to win. She was playing not to lose. She said that Donald Trump is so off that nobody would ever vote for him. She was wrong. And I said that then. A lot of people got upset with me. I predicted to be, and currently I predicted, if you'll look back at some of the things I did, that he would be the next president of the United States of America if he was allowed to run and compete, right? If one of these cases didn't pull him down. And these are old polls, but because I did this like maybe a week ago. You know, everything's so fast changing. Everything is fluid. So when I looked at the polls, among the Republicans, he was up 53, and the closest person was DeSantis at 14.3. Like I said, the polls are old and they probably fluctuated a little bit. And then Trump versus Biden, they were in a dead heat. And this is even after all these charges. I'm gonna mess around and backfire. And some of the charges, these were this article is like a year old, but he had the insurrection charges where the DC Attorney General was investigating him. Police officers were suing him from the Capitol riots, financial crimes, and Letitia James is investigating Trump for company for allegedly manipulating the valuations of his real estate properties. That's the one that we heard about. One of them that we heard about. His niece, Mary Trump, was even filing the lawsuit against him, suing him and his siblings for allegedly defrauding her out of inheritance money. Right. Then he had the election interference. This is a big one. And we'll talk about that a little bit more later on. He just got the RICO charge, but we'll talk about that a minute. And then the NAACP is even suing Trump and the RNC for trying to overturn the election results. And then he has the sexual misconduct charge. And so there is a lot of charges. It almost seems like an overkill. Special Counsel Jack Smith, right? The federales, right? That's when it got serious for me, when the federales came through, because Jack Smith looked like Father Time. He looked like Father Time. Okay, and there were federal charges for attempting to overturn the 2020 election. Excuse me. Was it 2020? Conspiracy. He was charged with conspiracy to defraud the United States, conspiracy to obstruct official proceedings, obstruction of and attempt to obstruct official proceedings, and conspiracy against rights. Like I said, I gave a little definition, so you can go back through and read it. Also, none of this stuff is, go back and do your own research. A lot of it is confusion for me because there's so many charges, so many different jurisdictions. So this is just something to get you interested. Okay. And then this one just happened, and I think he turned himself in yesterday. There's a mugshot floating around. But District Attorney Fannie Willis, and when I think about Fannie Willis, I think about them Fannie Mae loans that always hanging over your head, right? This has been hanging over his head for a minute. Trump and 18 other indicted on 41 count indictment. And it's a RICO indictment, and RICO is Racketeering, Influence, and Corruption Organization Act. And it's usually done, you see it a lot with gangsters and drug dealers. I think Young Thug is on the RICO Act. Other things he's charged with in his codies, false statements and writings, impersonating a public official, officer, forgery, filing false documents, intimidating witnesses, computer theft, computer trespass, just a list of things. And the difference about this is that on the federal charges, they're trying to get it moved to a federal court. So you can be pardoned from that. But on the federal, on the state charges, there is no pardon in Georgia. Yeah, and so that's where we're at now. And what it seems like is that what it seems like, his argument is that they're interfering with an election. They know I'm going to win, and so they're coming up with all these charges before the election. And I think his thing is going to be to try to spread this out, because if he becomes president, that's one of the things that can help him out of this, in my opinion. Okay. And finally, story time, boys and girls. Get your popcorn, get you a blanket, and come around and listen to Uncle Mark. Okay. So, back in 2016, I think Trump was running against Clinton, right? And I was considering voting president Republican for the first time ever, because I'm a Democrat, was then, am now. And I must have put something on Facebook. I'm not even sure. But Jimmy called me out the blue. And I might have spoke to Jimmy 5 times in my entire life. Never invited me to his house for dinner or to an event, or didn't even ask about the kids or anything. Just out the blue, he called me. Uh-oh. Rasan. Okay, I'm gonna have to get back with you, bro. I thought I had it where you could. Can you hear me? No, I thought I had it where you could come through, but it didn't work out like that. New technology. Okay. So where am I? Okay, so back to it. Consider voting for Trump for the first time. Must have posted something on Facebook. Obviously, I did. And out the blue, Jimmy calls me, right? And Jimmy wanted me to know what Trump stood for. And he talked about the first woman president, immigration, global warming. And he wanted me to know that Trump hated blacks, women, babies, animals, sunshine, and most of all, gays and transgenders. Oh, and then I got it. I got it. And that's one of the hot button issues for him, was the gay and transgenders, right? And I think all of those were noble causes, right? I think that loving blacks and women and babies and animals and gays and transgenders are very, very noble causes. But I was voting for pocketbook concerns. That was what was important to me, right? I was trying not to become a deadbeat daddy. You know, I was working hard, and dollars wasn't making sense, right? And when it's like that, my humanitarianism goes out the window, right? I'm trying to eat. I'm worried about my children eating. And so my major concern was the economy. And the way it works with me, and the way it should work with you, I believe, is that you should first be voting for family, then community, then state, then your country, right? You shouldn't be voting for a party. You should be voting for whoever has the best policies, whoever you trust the most, that's going to first work for your family, then for your community. And you know, it broadens out. But Jimmy, and you know, I thought this was cute, because you know, sometimes when you have when you're a free thinker, and you don't walk in step with the masses, people play you like you're stupid. And he wasn't trying to educate my country ass. He was trying to indoctrinate me. There must have been something wrong with me, because I didn't agree with him. Fuck out of here. Did you know that? No. Okay. And look, why not? Let's get it. So, and another thing, and this ain't hard, right? This is not hard. I think if you have a penis, you don't need to be in the girl's bathroom. What's so hard about that? Now, that's not to say that you shouldn't have the right to be whatever you want to, but your right shouldn't infringe on other folks. No, if you have a penis, you should not be in the girls' bathroom. If you have a penis, you should not be competing in girls' sports. That's easy. Why is that hard? Why is that controversial? Final thoughts. Democrats, Republicans don't own us. Be careful. Remember back in the day when Trump first ran, how we forgot who we were, and these people that we went to high school with, people that we had worked with, people that we had neighbors, people that we had real relationships with, were split and they were divided. And they were divided. And politicians are kind of like the prosecutor and the defense attorney, right? They go and they war, and you think they hate each other, and then they play golf together. They have more in common than they have with us. It should be family, community, state, and country. Be intellectually curious, do your own research. And finally, I never told anybody who to vote for. I haven't even told you to vote. I think 2020 was it? Anyway, the time that he defeated Hillary was the first time I voted Republican. The next year I didn't vote at all, and didn't vote at all because I wasn't with Biden. I thought that ticket sucked, and I was vindicated. That ticket sucked, and Trump was too divisive at the time. I think he was too divisive. We need to quit falling for the Trojan horse. We need to do our research and let the chips fall where they may. And